Joining me now are the bell ringers themselves. They're the co-founders of Women and Leadership Global, Georgie Dickins to my immediate right, and Klaudia Gorczyca joining as well. Ladies, welcome. Congratulations. Great to see the female representation down here, of course, during Women's History Month. What did this bell ringing ceremony, Georgie, mean to you?
It was an incredible pinch me moment. I have had on my vision board for many years ringing the New York Stock Exchange bell because this is such an iconic institution that represents innovation, growth, impact, everything that Women in Leadership Global stands for. And interestingly, when we founded Women in Leadership Global, we hosted a dinner and every table was named after an iconic leader. And we had Muriel Siebert, who was the first female to have a seat on the New York Stock Exchange floor. So it feels particularly humbling and exhilarating being here today.
We saw a big crowd down here to support, of course, Women in Leadership Global up there on that opening bell podium, opening the markets. Klaudia, I want to ask you, International Women's Day is this Saturday, and the theme this year is Accelerate Action. How is Women in Leadership Global facilitating that?
Well, I think the words themselves, accelerate action, really say it all. They are powerful words, they're doing words. And for us, it's about driving progress, momentum, strategy. So what we do at Women in Leadership Global, through our programs, we create space for women to connect, to cheerleader, to exchange ideas so they can grow in their leadership roles, but also beyond in their lives. And I think what's key is having those strategies, those tools, those tactics, because sometimes you just don't know what to do. And it's a transformative environment that allows you to thrive in your life.
Georgie, let's talk about some of those tools and tactics. Certainly, it's a volatile time, and it comes with a lot of disruption. What are some of the challenges that you're finding via connections that leaders are facing today?
And it's interesting you say volatile time. I think it is probably unprecedentedly. The world is turbulent. It's volatile. It's complex. It's ambiguous. And I think leaders, well, not just leaders, everyone can find themselves in a state of perpetual fear. You wake up, look at the news, and so I always remind people, control what you can control, influence what you can influence, because there are so many things that are simply not within our influence, and yet we can bleed energy, time, focus on the things that simply we have no control over. And I think the second piece is adaptability. The playbook from yesterday, the playbook from last week may no longer work. So it's really taking that pause. What are the strategies that I need to put in place to help me to thrive going forward? Because being agile, being adaptable is such a critical skill for leading yourself and others in, as you said, turbulent times.
Klaudia, I'm interested too in terms of some of these services and programs and connections that Women in Leadership Global offers to help female leaders with these tools and tactics.
Yes, and look, we focus on those key skills. And for us right now, transparency is the most important. I think transparency is everything. And we talk about being the chief repetition officer, being the CRO, using your voice as your biggest asset. Because in times like these, I think what people value is clarity, is honesty, even if that clarity is, well, this is what we know, this is what we don't know, and this is what we're still figuring out. So use your voice. Use your voice to make sure that your people feel heard and seen and know where you're coming from.
Georgie, we mentioned it's Women's Month, of course, earlier in this interview with International Women's Day on Saturday. What else is in store during this month for this organization?
Well, there's a lot in store this month, but there's lots in store every month. But this is about connection, conversation. It's about bringing together highly accomplished, inspiring people, because it's that 1 + 1 = 11. There is such a multiplier impact when you bring good people together, and it's what it catalyzes in others. So it really goes back to that accelerating action.
Klaudia, I'm interested to hear more from you in terms of what you're hearing from members of the group about their biggest concerns right now that they want to work together to try to solve.
Well, it's about decision making, I think. It's how do you discern between decisions that every day you wake up and there is so much uncertainty coming at you. So it's looking at what decisions do I have control over, as Georgie said, what can I let go of, what do I need to protect? And we look at the analogy of glass ball versus rubber ball decision. So if I drop this one, can I go back? Can I make this better? Or is it a glass ball decision, or I need to be really mindful, use all of my data to make sure it's the best decision ever? And I think it's also not being alone in that. And that's what we provide, this space where you can talk about these things and have the support you need.
Ladies, congratulations again. Great to see so many people here, of course, supporting Women in Leadership Global, ringing the opening bell this morning. Again, Georgie Dickins and Klaudia Gorczyca, co-founders of Women in Leadership Global, CEO and president. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yes.